Hello, and welcome to Tales for Life. In each episode of this podcast, we'll explore a folk or fairy tale from a different culture or region and discover the life lessons, values, and morals they offer that we can use today. Join me on the journey through the magical and meaningful world of folk and fairy tales. Welcome to another episode of Tales for Life, the podcast that journeys through life one tale at a time. Today's episode uses two small stories to remind us about the importance of the small things in our own lives. It's an episode I've titled, Show Me How You Act in a Little Thing, and I'll tell you how you act in all things. No matter where or how you're listening to this podcast, please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes and to let me know you're enjoying it. We've all heard about reading body language and facial expressions to get a sense of what someone's thinking or feeling. But wouldn't it be awesome if we could figure out what someone might be like in the long run, or how they act when they're not at their best? Guess what? We actually can, if we know what to look for. Think about it. If loud noises bug us at home, they're gonna bug us when we're out. If we love pictures of lakes, we probably love real lakes too. If we enjoy watching sports on TV, chances are we like playing them as well. And if we're okay with bending the rules a bit for small stuff, we'll likely bend them when it really counts. As much as we like to believe we're complicated, we're often pretty straightforward. Like we mentioned back in Season 1, Episode 20, your true character always shows through. So, those little things? They're actually clues to how we'll handle the big stuff too. There are many stories throughout the world that speak of character and actions, but some of the best are stories about seeking brides. And while the circumstances or situations might be dated in today's world, the messages certainly aren't. The first example story comes to us from Norway and is titled The Storehouse Key in the Distaff. There was once a rich farmer's son who went out to woo. He had heard of a lass who was fair and gentle, and who was both clever in the house and good at cooking. Thither he went, for it was just such a wife he wanted. The people on the farm knew, of course, on what errand he came, so they asked him to take a seat near to them, and they talked and chatted with him, as the custom is, and beside offered him a drink and asked him to stop to dinner. They went in and out of the room, so the lad had time to look about him, and over in a corner he saw a spinning wheel with the distaff full of flax. "Whose spinning wheel is that?" asked the lad. "Oh, that's our daughter's," said the woman of the house. "There's a deal of flax on it," said the lad. "I suppose she takes more than a day to spin that," said he. "No, not at all," said the woman. "She does it easily in one day, and perhaps less than that." That was more than he had ever heard of anyone being able to spin in such a short time. When they were going to carry in the dinner, they all went out of the room, and he was left alone. He then saw an old key lying in the window, and this he took and stowed well away among the flax on the distaff. So they ate and drank and got on well together. And when the lad thought he had been there long enough, he said goodbye and went his way. They asked him to come soon again, which he promised, but he did not speak of the matter he had at heart, although he liked the lass very well. Some time after, he came again to the farm, and they received him still better than the first time. But just as they were chatting at their best, the farmer's wife said, "Last time you were here, something very remarkable happened. Our storehouse key disappeared all at once, and we have never been able to find it since." The lad went over to the spinning wheel, which stood in the corner with just as much flax on it as when he was last there. He put his hand in among the flax and said, "Here is the key. Much cannot be made by this spinning when the spinning day lasts from Michaelmas to Easter." So he said goodbye and did not speak of the matter he had at heart that time either. While that story in itself is pretty clear, it's also on the short side. So let's take a peek at one more, also short, and this time from Germany, titled Choosing a Bride. A man wanted to select a wife for himself from among 3 sisters, all of whom pleased him greatly. He invited them all to eat their noon meal with him at an inn. Wanting to find himself an industrious and efficient housewife, he decided to test them on how they ate cheese. When her cheese was served, the eldest cut the rind off so thick that it included a lot of good cheese, which was thus lost. "She will waste too much and throw out everything," thought the man. "You cannot choose her." Then the second sister received her cheese, and she ate her piece without cutting off any of the rind. "She is not the wife for you either," thought the man. "She will be disorderly." Then the youngest sister was served her cheese. She scraped her piece off cleanly and carefully, and then ate it. Thus the suitor thought, "She is the right one," and he did indeed marry her. Sure, these stories might seem a bit old-fashioned, but the truth in them never goes out of style. Let's break it down into 2 simple points. First off, even though these tales focus on potential brides, the lessons apply to everyone. You know someone who's always late to meetings? They're probably late to everything. Spot someone who's always a bit messy or wrinkled in their clothes? Their living space is likely the same. And if they're always buying little extras they don't need, you can guess they might have a bit of a debt or lack of savings. Little habits aren't isolated. They're part of the bigger picture of who we are. Second, there are no surprises if you pay attention. In the stories, the potential grooms observed their brides-to-be without any bias and made conclusions based on small things. And guess what? They were right. Because those small habits, they reflect bigger patterns in life. Our little habits shape who we are in big ways. By paying attention to the small things, we get a glimpse of the bigger picture. You can see it in those around you, even people you don't know well. And don't forget to take a look at your own actions. Are they pointing you toward the person you want to be? If not, maybe it's time to make a few small changes. They can lead to big results. Thanks for joining me today. Let's keep going through life together, one tale at a time. See you in the next episode, where we'll dive into more stories and folk sense wisdom. Stay curious, keep getting better, and continue striving for growth in every little thing you do. See you on the next episode of Tales for Life.